Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV, 1980 Oakland at Texas. And the lineup for the Athletics is going to be Rickey Henderson in left field leading off, followed by Dwayne Murphy, the center fielder. Mitchell Page, the DH, batting third. Batting cleanup is Wayne Gross, the first baseman. Tony Armas in right field, batting fifth. Sixth is Newman, the catcher. Seventh is Klutz, the third baseman. Eighth is Guerrero, the shortstop. And ninth is Mike Edwards, the second baseman. And it will be Doc Medich on the mound for the Texas Rangers. For the Athletics, it will be Mike Norris facing Mickey Rivers, the center fielder. Bump Wills at second base. The left fielder batting third, Al Oliver. Cleanup is Buddy Bell, the third baseman. Fifth is John Ellis, the DH. Sixth is Richie Zisk, the right fielder. Seventh is Pat Putnam, the first baseman. Eighth is Jim Sundberg, the catcher. And ninth is Buddy Harrelson, the shortstop. And I believe this is Buddy's last season in baseball. We're playing Fall Classic Baseball. You read the black and then the cream. And then, of course, the D20 is in case we need it for other information. So let's do this. Let's see. We've got two top pitchers. They're both A pitchers. They have their best stuff today. We rolled already. And they do have their best stuff. So it should be an interesting game. Let's see what happens. All right, it's 64. So first we look on the batter. That's an automatic out. That's a fly to left. One away. Doc Medich, Dwayne Murphy. And a 51 with the 7. And the 7 is a KD check. That does not qualify because it's 1 to 3. We rolled too high. So we're going to roll again. And we're going to check an error on who? On the shortstop. There it is. So the shortstop error rating, Buddy Harrelson, is pretty low, I imagine. And a 15, and that will be a ball that Harrelson does get to and handles easily, throws out Murphy. I won't even check. I know Buddy Harrelson is a much better fielder than that. And absolutely, he is a shortstop error rating of 11. So he did make plenty of, and he did make a lot of errors at second base. He also made quite a few errors at shortstop. So. But still, 14 is too high for that. But not at second base. Had he been at second, it would be a different story. It would be an error. So Mitchell Page, here's the pitch from Doc Medich. And that's a 42. A 42 is a blank, and a 42 is an out. 17 is a fly to left again, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. So this game plays very quickly. Here is Mickey Rivers leading off against Mike Norris. And that's a 51, so that's going to a KD check, and it's 1 to 4, so this is too high, so we're going to roll. It's a 51. It says, oh, exotic chart pitcher. Let's see if it's an error on the pitcher, and the 7 will probably be an error on a pitcher, and it's a 10, so it is an error. We're going to the exotic chart, so we got to pull that out and see what that looks like. Ooh. All right, don't have to look at too many charts. Let's look at the pitcher exotic error chart. Where is that? Here it is, pitcher catcher. And we could use that 7. We don't actually have to use any of that. Bases are empty. Ball thrown down the first base line. And F batter to third. So batter to second. So the pitcher throws the ball down the third base line. And it's going to be an E1 two-base error on Norris. So Rivers is at second base. And what did I say? A fast? Fast goes to third, right? Is that what I read? I believe that's what I read. Fast goes to third. Base is empty. F batted to third, so it's a 3-base error on the pitcher. Mike Norris puts a runner on. Puts Rivers at third base. All right. There we go. Everything's back in order. All right, so Rivers is on at third. Infield's going to be in for Bump Wills. Here's the pitch. And that's a 24. It's a potential hit by pitch, but no, a 12. It's going to be popped up to the second baseman. Right there is Edwards. Puts it away. 1 down. Next up is Al Oliver. The infield is still in. And a 53, that's going to be a range check. First we check the KD, that's too high. We do it again, and an 8. Let's see, the 53, the range is going to be to who? The range is going to be to who? The range is going to be to center field. Center fielder Athletic center fielder is going to be Dwayne Murphy, which his range is 14, and that's an 8, so he runs it down. And, range check. We got to check and see if that's going to be... Oh, actually, flyouts, runners hold. Flyouts, runners hold. So it's a shallow flyout, and it won't score Rivers. I remember that. I remember that rule. I took a look at the rules again the other day, just in case. All right, so here's Buddy Bell. Pitch from Norris with 2 out. 61 this time. It's a blank, and it's a strikeout, and that retires the side. They leave a man stranded at third. No runs, no hits, 1 error. Man left. And we move to the top of the 2nd inning. Wayne Gross leading it off with a 64. 64 is a blank, and a 64 is an out. The 5 is going to be bounced to third. Actually, he's a lefty, so it's a bounce to first. 1 away. Armas. And it's a 21. 21 is a strikeout. Right off the batter card. Not even have to be off the pitcher card. Sometimes you can get a strikeout off the batter card. Here's Jeff Newman. And that's a 42. 42 is a blank, and a 42 is a flat right. 3 up, 3 down. So easy inning for Doc Medich. John Ellis. Pitch from Norris. 32. 32 is a blank. 32 is an out. 13. He's a righty, so that is ground to short. 1 down. And it's Richie Zisk. Pitch to Zisk, a 61. That's a blank, and it's a strikeout. 2nd strikeout for Norris. That's Pat Putnam, left-handed hitting first baseman. That's a 55. That's line base hit to right. So a 2-out single for Pat Putnam. He's a slow runner. He's on at first, playing it safe. And here's Jimmy Sundberg. Oh, that's a drive off, 1 hop off the wall in left center field. Played nicely by the center fielder Murphy, and holding up at third will be Putnam. I did say he was playing it safe. So 2nd and 3rd, and here comes Buddy Harrelson. And that's a 5-4. That's going to be a wild chart. A wild chart with runners on base, men on base, wild pitch, or pass ball. Is a 6. A 6 will be 1 to 18, so that's going to be a wild pitch. We'll double check with the catcher, Newman. What is Newman in terms of pass balls? Newman is a pass ball of 2, so it's going to be a wild pitch, and a run will score. So a run scores, and moving to third is Sundberg. And here's a pitch to Harrelson again. And a 51, and that's going to be strike 3, and he strikes him out on the KD check. So it's a potential error, but the 2, 1 to 4, makes it a strikeout, and that retires the side. But 1 run scores on 2 hits, and we go to the top of the 3rd inning. All right, Mickey Klutz. That's a 46. That's going to be a ballpark, and a 10 is going to be a foul ball. A souvenir for a lucky fan. Here's Klutz again. And that's a 32. 32 is a blank. 32 is an out, and that's bounced to second base. Up with it is Wills, and throws out Klutz. 1 down. Mario Guerrero with a 36. That's a blank. And it's an out, and it's a fly to center. Over is Mickey Rivers. 2 down. And here's Mike Edwards. That's a 54. That, again, is going to be a nobody on base. Go to Wilder. Another card for the Wilder. Base is empty. Wilder. Base is empty. Stretching single into double. Roll against the center fielder's arm. All right. He has a weak arm, so weak arm is going to be 1 to 2. He is out. Everything else, he is safe. Let's roll. 1 to 2. He is out. We roll a 4. He is safe with a double. So Edwards hits a double. Actually, it was a runner out on W on a runner out on a 1. Oh, that was bases. Yeah. Okay, but we rolled a 4, so he's safe. And all right, so 2 out. Runner on second, scoring position. Here is Ricky Henderson. That's a 31. That's usually a base hit. This is going to ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Will Edwards score? Edwards on a W arm, which Mickey Rivers does have a W arm, and you can see it right there. He will score. So the game is tied. RBI. And next up is Dwayne Murphy. And it's a 52. That's a KD check. That's too high. And it's going to be a 6, the 52. We're going to see who the error check. It's on the first baseman. First baseman is Gross. And Gross at first base is going to be a 0 error, so you cannot commit an error. Actually, I'm sorry. It's Putnam. Pat Putnam. Looking at the wrong team. And he has a 9 error. We rolled a 6, so it will be an error on the first baseman. So going to second, and let's double check. Yeah, it's a 1 base error, E3. And both teams have an error now, and that puts runners on first and second for Mitchell Page. And it's a 53. That's a range check. We check the KD. That's too high. And it's a 16, so that's going to be... the range is a left fielder. The left fielder is Oliver, I believe. Yes, it is. His range is an 8. That's a 16, so he does not catch it. So it's going to be a base hit. It's a single to left, and there's a... This runner goes... Murphy goes to third. Henderson will score. And it's 2-1 lead for the Athletics, and runs on first and third. Next up is Wayne Gross. Here's the pitch from Medich. So that's a 55, and that's a drive, and that's going to be 1 hop off the wall. It's going to roll away from Mickey Rivers, and 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Digging for third is Gross. Here's the throw, the relay, and he is safe with a 2-run triple. 2 and 3. Drives in number 2 and 3 there, and he's at third base. 4 runs by the Athletics in this inning. And it's Tony Armas. And that's a 61, we'll call it. And that's going to be a strikeout, and that ends the inning. But the Athletics pick up 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And they lead it 4-1. So bottom of the 3rd inning, it's going to be Mickey Rivers leading it off against Mike Norris. That's a 21. 21 is an out, kind of an bounce to the shortstop. Guerrero up with it and just gets Rivers by half a step. Here's Bump Wills next. That's a 43. 43 is a blank, and that will be a fly to left. Under it is Henderson, makes the catch. Al Oliver. That's a 34. 34 is a blank, and that is a pop-up. No, it's actually lined and caught by the second baseman. No runs, no hits. Go to top of the 4th. Jeff Newman leading it off against Doc Medich. Ooh, and that's a 4-6. That's going to be a ballpark. A 13 is against a righty is a foul ball. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Let's do it again. And it's a 52. That is going to be a KD strikeout. A lot of 50s, 51s, 52s, and 53s in this game. That's a 25, and that against a lefty would be a single. Otherwise, it's going to be a fly ball to center, 2 away. And here's Mario Guerrero. with a 41, and that's going to be ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Guerrero. And Mike Edwards is up. He doubled and scored a run earlier. It's a 45. 45 is a blank. 45 is an out. And a righty is going to bounce it to shortstop. That retires the side. No runs, no hits. One left, the walk. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Buddy Bell, John Ellis, and Richie Zisk against Mike Norris, playing 1980. It's a 35. 35 is a blank. 35 is a 12, which is popped up. Third base, not Gross, but Klutz makes the catch. John Ellis is up next. He grounded out to short. And a 64 is a blank, and a 64 is a strikeout. Oh no, a 64 is a grounder to. He's a righty, so it's a grounder to third. Over to first, 2 down. And here's Richie Zisk. Richie Zisk with a 36, a blank, and a 36 is an out. That's lifted to shallow left. Racing in is Henderson, and he makes the catch. That retires the side. We go to top of. Slide this down just a little bit. We go to the all right. Go to top of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits there. It was 3 up, 3 down for Norris in that one. Ricky Henderson leading it off. He's 1 for 2. And that's a 66. That's going to be a drive. 1 hop the wall, digging for second, and in standing up with a leadoff double is Henderson. Here's Murphy with a 55, and that's a line drive base hit. And will he score? Yes. So it's an RBI. And then we're going to try to steal. And he is a 13. Sundberg is definitely not a weak arm, so he will be caught stealing. 2-2. Next batter is a lefty, so it's a 2-6. Caught stealing. 1 down. Mitchell Page is next. And it's a 44. That's a line drive. Foul ball. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's outside, so it's a base on balls. And Page on this one is going to have 2 potential stolen bases. So we will use the 19 for the first one. And there he goes. Throw down, and he is out trying to steal. And again, it's a 2-6. So back-to-back thrown outs by Jim Sundberg. And 2 outs now. And it's a 43. 43 is a blank, and the 43 is an out. Fly ball left, and that retires the side. So 1 run on 2 hits, a couple of caught stealings, and a flyout ends the inning prematurely. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Putnam and Sundberg and Harrelson. That's a 15, and that is an out, kind of an out. A 3, it's a bouncer to the first baseman who steps on the bag, Jim Sundberg. And that's a 22. That is going to be a 6, is base hit. And Sundberg is on at first. And here's Buddy Harrelson. Score is 5-1 right now. It's a 44, and that's going to be a ground ball and through for a base hit. Sundberg will play it safe. Not doing anything funky right now. Down by this many runs, by 4 runs here. So first and second, and Mickey Rivers is up. And that's a 35. 35 is a blank, and a 35 is an out, and 18 is a fly. Ball in the gap. Running it down is Murphy. 2 down. And here's Bump Wills. Mike Norris to Bump Wills, a 46. That's going to be ballpark and a 1. And that is going to be a fly ball deep center field. And on the warning track is Murphy, and he makes the catch. All right. So no runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and we go to the top of the 6th inning. Medich versus Armas, Newman, and Klutz. And that's going to be a 36. 36 is an out. Let's see. Ground ball. He is a righty, so it's a ground ball to short. 1 down. Here is Newman. That reminds me of Seinfeld, right? Slide a little bit here. All right, here's Jeff Newman, who's 0 for 2 today. And that's a 31. That's a little bouncing ball past the shortstop for a base hit. And here's Mickey Klutz with a 21. That's a strikeout. 2 out. Mario Guerrero was 0 for 1 with a walk of 55. That's going to be a base hit single. And Newman will hold. First and second. And Edwards, Mike Edwards, he's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. That's a 44. That's going to be a base hit single. That's going to be another run. I have to bring in a relief pitcher now. Runner on second base. F scores. No, F runner to third. So F on first, and I don't think Guerrero's at F, so he will stop at second. Yeah. So it's an RBI single. And Guerrero stops at second base. So Edwards is going to be the last batter that Doc Medich faces. And I think we're going to bring in this guy named Christensen. If we can find him. Oh no, that was with the. Let me look and see here. Who I can bring in real quick here. Sparky Lyle, Kern. I'm going to bring in Kern and Charlie Huff. I got those two guys I can bring in. Let me try to bring in Jim Kern. All right, so Jim Kern is in there. Let's roll for him. A, B, or C, and he will be a B. Oh no, 1 to 6, he's going to be an A. So Kern is going to be an A. A stuff. Comes in here with 2 outs and 2 on to face Ricky Henderson. Let's get this into view a little bit better. There we go. All right, there's a pitch from Kern to Henderson. And that's a 43. 43 is a blank, and it's going to be a base on balls. This is the problem he had in yesterday's game, or the game I played before this. So that's going to load the bases. Kern gives up a lot of walks, even if he's got his A stuff. Here's a pitch to the next batter. It's a 31. That's going to be a base hit, and it is. Let's see how many runs will score. F8. Everybody's going to score. Everybody's going to move up 2 bases with 2 outs, so 2 more runs score. And this is going to be 6, 7, 8, I believe. Going to third is Henderson, first and third. 2 RBIs. He picked 6, and nope, he 8 and 9. 8 batter and 9 batter. All right, so Murphy with 2 big RBIs, and that's his second hit of the day. Now we got first and third, 2 outs. Pitch from Kern, and it's a 45. That's going to be another base on balls, and it is. So Kern just can't get anybody out. So bases are loaded. Here comes Wayne Gross. And that's a 33. That's going to be a base. No, it's ball 4. It's going to force in a run. Henderson scores on that. Bases are still loaded, and here we go to Armas. They broke it open. That's going to be a KD check. Some sort of an error on somebody. It's a check third baseman. And then we roll the 9. Third baseman is going to be Bell. Bell is a 3, so he makes the play, and that retires a side. Oh, and let's do that because we're going to keep on bringing it down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more runs on 1 hit there, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits. And how many runs? 5, 9. Score is 9 to 1. So it's a blowout. It's a blowout. All right. And it's going to be Mike Norris against Al Oliver. Easy peasy stuff now. He's got a big lead, and that's going to be lined for base 16. It's a base hit single for Al Oliver. Here's Buddy Bell. Pitch from Norris, a 53. That's a range check. There's no KD there. And 10. Let's see who it's to. It's going to be to the third baseman. Who's playing third base? It's Klutz, and Klutz at third base. Klutz at third base is a 11 range, and he makes the 10. So he will make the play, and that's an even number, so it's going to be a fielder's choice. An odd number would have been a double play. So Buddy Bell bounces into a fielder's choice, and here's John Ellis with a 52 again, but that's going to be a strikeout because the KD check says so. It's 1, low enough. But I rolled a lot of 52s, 51s, and 53s in this game. Wow. And it's a 54. That's a wild check. And what does it say? With bases, men on base. If 18 falls within the range, and his wild pitch range is 18, so it is going to be a wild pitch. So going to the second, that's the second wild pitch of the day. And we're still pitching to Zisk. That's a 65. That's a pitcher card home run. 1-4, and that's a 14, so it's a fly ball to left field to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. All right, so Kernan's still in there. See if he can get himself a couple of outs here. Jeff Newman with a 51, and that's going to be a KD strikeout. Next is Mickey Klutz, and the 31 is going to be a base hit. For Klutz, he's on with a single. Guerrero, that's a 23. 23 is an out, kind of an out. Oh, this could be a double play, I believe. He's a righty, and a 3 against a righty is strong arm, and Bell does not have a strong arm, so it's going to be a fielder's choice, 5-4. Yeah, all right. So up comes Edwards, who's got a couple hits today. That's a 56, that's a blank, and that should be a strikeout. That ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the 7th. Seventh inning stretch it out. Stretch it out, Pat Putnam. Against Mike Norris, expecting him to go a complete game. That's a 23. 23 is a strikeout. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 today for Norris so far. Next up is Jim Sundberg. That's a 26, and against a lefty would be a single, but he's a righty, so that's going to be a flatter right. Nice running catch in right field by Tony Armas. Buddy Harrelson. And Harrelson, with a no park home run, an 18 is going to be a base hit. And he will hold that. He's not going to try for 2 on that. Not down by 9. So he holds it first, and here's Mickey Rivers. Rivers is 0 for 3. Reached on an error, 36. That's a blank. And it's an out. And it's a line out to shortstop to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the top of the 8th inning. Ricky Henderson versus Jim Kern. Kern can go 11 batters. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pitch to Henderson. That's a 20. Actually, yep, pitch to Henderson. That's a 23. That's an out. And that's bounced to short. 13 is too short. That's correct. Hey, I'm memorizing it finally. All right, Dwayne Murphy. That's a 46, and that's going to be lined for a base hit. Will he try for 2? Sure, why not? He will try for 2 against the left fielder's arm. Al Oliver out there is an A arm. So let's see what that says. Let's see the A arm. What does it say that? think it's 1, yeah, 1 to 3, 4 to 6. 1 to 3, 4 to 6. So 4 to 6, he's safe. 1 to 3, he's out. And it's a 4, so he is safe with a double. A 1-out double for Dwayne Murphy. That's his 3rd hit of the day. And here's Page with a 45. 45 and is a base on balls. And let me see, how many did I say? He went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he is tired, and we're going to bring in somebody new. We're going to bring in, against a lefty, we're going to bring in Sparky Lyle. So let's bring in Lyle. All right, so Kern is out, Lyle is in. And let's see, what is Lyle? He's going to be an A pitcher. All right, here's the pitch to Wayne Gross. He's a 32. 32 is a blank. 32 is an out. And a 10 is going to be a line out to the left fielder. 2 out. And up next is Tony Armas. Armas is 0 for 4 today, so he's struggling today with 24. And 24 is going to be a hit by pitch 1 and 2, but we got a 3 there, so it's going to be an out, and it's going to be a bouncer to shortstop, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bump Wells leading it off against Mike Norris, who can go 37 batters. He's got plenty of time. It's a 25, and it's going to be a drive to center. On the run is Murphy, and Murphy runs it down. Next is Al Oliver with a 31, and that's that's going to be a fly line to left, and right there is the left fielder. A nice catch. And then a 63 is an out. It's a bouncer to second. Up with it is Edwards, and he throws him out. 3 up, 3 down. 9-1 here in the top of the 9th inning. Sparky Lyle's facing Jeff Newman. And that's a 22. That is going to be a fly to left. Under it is Oliver. Next up is Klutz with a 35. That's a blank. And it's going to be 1 to 10 single. We roll a 14. So it's going to be a bouncer to second. Second baseman Wills gets to that ball, plants his feet, and throws out Klutz. A 52 with a 17. Fails the KD check. And a 13, an error on the third baseman. Bell is a 3 error, so he is sure-handed, makes the play, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 9th, last licks for the Rangers. So Mike Norris is going for a complete game victory. He's given up 2, 4, 5, 6 hits so far, and a run. Here's John Ellis leading it off with a 22, and that's going to be up here, and that's going to be an out. Right back up the middle. Norris grabs it and throws out Ellis, and here is Richie Zisk with a 44, and that's line base hit. Hit number 7 allowed by Norris. Pat Putnam. Putnam today is 1 for 3, scored on a wild pitch. That's a 21. The 21's an out, fly ball, left field, can of corn, 2 down. And here's Jimmy Sundberg down to the last out with a 21. A 1 to 5 is a K. It's a 13, so that's going to be a bouncer to the shortstop, and that ends the ball game. Oh, super quick game. How long does this game play? Wow. Super quick. Easy peasy. 9-1 final score. How many hits up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 hits for the A's and 1 error. And 7 hits, 1 run, 7 hits, and 1 error for the Rangers. Norris gets the victory. Medich takes the loss. This is Fall Classic Baseball. Tony Porter. We got one more game. So the Sunday game coming up. And I will see you guys soon. This is Fall Classic Baseball. Take care.